Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Tom, there's no better way to find out if you're weird than to ask the Fresh Fam, the jury of Adelaide, to get a straight answer, pretty much.
Yes, they won't hold back. They'll let you know whether you're weird or not.
They don't. And I want to pose a question. I want to ask, is it weird that I don't have a side of the bed?
Yes.
And this is a universal
We can end it there. We don't even need to go to the Fresh Fam. Yeah, it's weird as.
Tom, this is universal. I guess, everyone does have a side of the bed and things like that. But I moved into a new house, and as I was going to bed the other night, I had a friend over, and she was like,
Had to slide that in. Any opportunity?
Yeah. Got it in my notes in front of me, just making sure I don't forget that one.
Female.
Yeah. She was a girl in my room. But no, she was like, what side of the bed do you sleep on? Before she hopped in. And then I was like, I don't know, because I'm in a new house. So it really changes the dynamic. And, in my parents' house, I did have a certain side. But as soon as I've gone into a new place, new room, new walls, new floor, it really shakes up your head. And I haven't decided on a particular side.
Well, what I think is even weirder is you were saying if you're in a hotel or something, you're like, oh, I'll change it up because I'm on holiday. You sleep on the opposite side to what you normally sleep on. Where I have a universal side. I have my side on my bed, and then that's the side I sleep on every single bed.
See, I think that's so bizarre. And I think when I'm on a holiday...
Unless it's someone else's side and it's their bed, then I'll give it up for
If it's
them.
territorial and they're on their side and they don't want me to sleep there, I won't go there. But hey, I think it is bizarre that even in hotels you sleep on the same side, because I see hotels as a bit of a holiday. And I'm like, even if it's a mate's house, if it's anywhere different from my home, I think that, I'll go on the opposite side just to change things up.
Yeah, right. So I think this is really weird that you choose different sides all the time. And yes, we are going to go to the Fresh Fam, 0428 927 927. We're opening up the text line here. Is Callum weird or not for not having a side of the bed?
Yeah. Do you chop and change? Do you stick to the same one? Looking at the stats here, Tom, a survey came out to say a lot of people do sleep next to technology. So if you have a phone charger, if you have your phone on your bedside table, people typically lean towards that in terms of the side of the bed.
I mean, there's that other classic research of people saying people who sleep on the left side are likely to be more cheerful than their right side counterparts, but people that sleep on the right, tend to make more money and stuff like that. I don't know how any of that comes into, just what side of the bed you sleep
on a certain side of the bed and you're wearing, pajamas made out of gold. You're all of a sudden a wealthy person.
I mean, you could just change sides, right? And then earn more money. If you're feeling a bit low, go back to the left.
If you don't like your lifestyle, how easy is it? Just swap sides of the bed.
There's another study that came out, which is kind of interesting, and says partners that swap sides are meant to have a healthier relationship. They just keep swapping.
Well, I guess it would imply that you're not as selfish if you're keen to, give the other side a go and chop and change a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Is Callum weird or not for not having a side of the bed? The Fresh Fam have really gotten around this. The text line has absolutely blown up. We'll read out some. We've got some people on the line as well, but somebody has texted in saying, sleep on the same side every night. Weird to move around. I have my groove. So that's one for you are weird.
Yes, someone said Callum is 100% weirdo. Who even does that? How can you sleep, they say.
Yeah, there's another one for you're on the weird side.
It's really not looking good. The ratio's a bit off.
Somebody has texted in saying my partner doesn't like sleeping closest to the door, so that's my side, the one closest to the door wherever we are. Still has a side, though.
What's your husband's excuse for not sleeping next to the door? He's just like, I don't like the monsters. I refuse to sleep anywhere near the door where Freddy Krueger can come in.
Got another text here. Yep, he's definitely a weirdo. I'm obsessed with my side of the bed and don't even want to roll half onto my partner's side.
Wow, okay. Someone else said, I don't have a side of the bed either. I roll around too much at night. So even if I did have a side I liked, I wouldn't wake up there.
Right, well, Callum, the text line looks like it's going in one sort of direction.
It does a little bit.
That you're weird. But hey, let's go over to the phone lines. Let's see what the other people have to say here. We got King, Fulham Gardens. King, mate, how are you?
Morning. Well, yourself?
Yeah,
Kingy.
well, thank you. Now, do you reckon Callum's a bit of a weirdo or
Not weird, mate.
Not weird. Okay,
not
good.
weird?
When I've got an empty bed, I like to sleep in the middle. I tend to starfish.
Yeah. So you like spread around. Now
Arms
tell
out,
me,
legs out.
King, do you, because we were talking about it before, if you're on holiday, you go to a different hotel and stuff, is that even more reason to not have a side and not care where you are?
Absolutely, you're on holidays. You got to mix it up a little.
Change it up.
Although
Sure.
the starfish has been hazardous to the misso. I forgot that she was there one night, and I rolled over and just threw out an arm and karate chopped her in the neck.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
She all right?
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She wasn't happy though.
Hey, King, tell me, if you're sleeping in the middle of the bed starfishing, how much room do you leave your partner?
Oh no, when she's around, I adopt one side, but if I'm on my own, I starfish.
There you go. All right. Well, all right. It's starfish, but there is. So you would have a side of the bed if your partner's over.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. I mean, the starfish technique seems like it would be the most comfortable for anyone to be able to spread
absolutely.
out. But I
it's-
guess you have a partner there. You can't do that all
It's not
the time.
sustainable.
No.
The starfish. Hey, thanks for getting involved, King. We
Correct.
appreciate it, mate.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Oh, there we go. Well, reckons you're not weird, but still does have a side of the bed, Callum. So I'm going to point that. I'm going to jot that down for half a point.
King was a little bit all over the shop. Something you would expect from someone who doesn't have a side and, goes between the two with a starfish technique.
All right, well, let's go to Chris over in Two Wells. Chris, mate, do you reckon Callum's weird or not? Hello,
Is
Chris.
Callum
Chris?
weird? Mate, sort your life out.
What do you mean sort my life out? It's a bed.
What is going on?
It's a bed.
Like, you're just living in a world of chaos, which is just not okay. Like, are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm getting
Does he have, like,
I'm getting maximum relaxation in my bed because I don't have a side. Unlike you, probably stiff and tight in the one spot.
Tom, does he have like an emergency contact that like someone we need to let know? Like,
Yeah.
we don't think
Chris,
Callum
A duress
is
button
all
right
there.
next to my bed in case I roll into the wrong side.
I've got his mum on speed dial just in case, Chris.
Oh, mate.
Chris, tell us, what do you
Oh.
do? So you have one side. Are you left or right? And why do you do that?
I am looking at the bed. I'm on the left-hand side, and I have been for as long as I can remember
Stage
because
right.
I'm a bloke who knows what he wants in life.
Yeah.
And look, I'm pretty confident with myself. And Mike, Callum, sort yourself out.
Well, I'm
Come
sorry
on.
you have yourself so put together that you have a side of the bed and I don't.
Oh well, with it just comes with experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, good on you, Chris. Thanks for getting involved, mate. We appreciate it. I'm absolutely right there with you. Weird as hell.
No worries, boys.
Jeez,
Cheers.
you're the final verdict there, Chris.
I mean, yeah, we'll just to wrap things up properly, we'll look at the text line. And Callum, there's only about 3 or 4 people on your side saying not weird, and then there's an abundance of other texts saying weird. So I think we figured it out.
Fresh fam came in with the goods. The jury has spoken.
You're weird.
Apparently.
Callum, we talked
Yep.
about it all last week, and including this morning, Valentine's Day. It's 2 days away. It is on Wednesday this week. And you can text in on 0428 927 927 the word V-Day, and you could be getting your partner a shout out on the radio. If you've left your gift maybe a bit too late, could be tough.
And I feel like that's the common thing, isn't it? Valentine's Day does sneak up on people. It comes unexpectedly. All of a sudden, it's the big day, the V-Day.
Yes.
And then you're scrambling to find a restaurant booking. So hopefully that helps out any people that have struggled with a gift this year.
Hopefully. But right now, we want to focus on all the singles out there. Of course, Valentine's Day is a day of reminding all the people that are single that, hey, you're not in a relationship. It can be a tough day for a lot of people.
Yep.
So we've put together a bit of a singles guide here. I mean, some interesting stats. They reckon Aussies will spend almost $427 million
Wow, it's
across
huge.
Valentine's Day.
Which is a weird thing as well, because in my head, Valentine's Day is very American. And, I wouldn't think we'd get around it too much here. Like, a lot of people don't care as much. So, interesting we spend that amount of money.
Yeah, well, here are some things, if you're single, you can do to make yourself feel better.
Okay.
First things first, this one probably cost a little bit of money, but a man in China once did it. He's booked every other seat in the cinema to split couples up on Valentine's Day so they couldn't sit next to each other. So if
Right.
you have a bit of disposable cash and you want to just be a little bit evil for a bit of fun, go down to go to Palace Nova, book every other seat.
Yeah, have a look on the cinema guide, see what the next rom-com is.
Yeah.
The one everyone's going to go to for Valentine's Day and just break everyone up.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
Do you reckon that's a funny one? Because, whenever people go to a cinema, no one really cares about the seat number that much.
Nah.
Yeah,
but you go around with your ticket, be like, that's my seat.
Yeah. I feel like he would have to get up.
Hang on, let me look for the ticket.
Yeah. It'd be like a parking
Got a
inspector
Rolodex
of the cinema, That's a good one.
Hey, another thing you can do, and this is something you can do online, the San Antonio Zoo is offering you to purchase a cockroach for $10, and that cockroach will be fed to a rodent.
Right.
Yeah.
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So you can go online, you can spend $10, and they name a cockroach after your ex, and then they'll go and feed that bug. Or you can spend $25 for a rodent or $5 for a vegetable, and they'll name it after your ex and then feed it to something in the zoo.
Yeah, well, I guess that would, keep the ex off your mind.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate revenge, wouldn't it?
There you go. Yeah, that's something just cheap and fun you can do. Another fun thing you can do in Ohio, you can also purchase this one online. This Ohio-based company, which is called Region Scoopers Dog Waste Removal. Basically, they go around and pick up dog waste. But what they do, they put them in these bags. And what you can do for a mere $5 is purchase your ex's name to be put on one of these dog poo bags that they clean up.
Is this a trend right now that everyone's doing the classic, we'll name it after your ex and then humiliate them, name it after dog poo?
And, it'll cost you $5 and proceeds will go to the Humane Society of Hobart. So if you're interested in purchasing that, you can do that online as well. $5 to name a poop bag after your ex.
Hey, how good. At least it's going to a good cause while you're being vindictive.
Yeah.
It's, the best of both worlds.
And of course, this is my personal favourite, the toilet paper company Who Gives a Crap.
Yes.
They are bringing back their Flush Your Ex, where if you have anything from your ex, letters, postcards, absolutely anything, you can send it to Who Gives a Crap, and they'll turn it into recycled toilet paper to send back to you. And that's what you can, clean yourself up with.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and all of those activities almost sound more fun than what you would do with a partner on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah,
Go to a restaurant, that's standard, that's boring. I want to use toilet paper with the ex's name on it.
So for all the vindictive singles out there, plenty that you can go and do to get back at your ex. Over the weekend, I was at a wedding.
Yep.
Right, and it was my first ever wedding I've been to, with a proper ceremony and everything. We've obviously been to a reception before.
Yeah.
Kale for the drive home had one last year, but obviously when it got married in Italy. So didn't get to the ceremony part of that. So this is my first time, and shout out to both the brides, Lucy and Isabel. It was a beautiful wedding. It was up in McLaren Vale at a stunning spot. And what I noticed is... Geez, people cry a lot at weddings.
Okay, all right, Mr. Robot. I hope you shed at least one tear of mechanical fuel oil from your electrical ducts.
Look, yeah, there was maybe a tear or two that shed, but it was nothing crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm standing next to fully grown women who are weeping like a child. Literally, it was like this.
Yeah, wow.
And it was like this. It was like that early on. So the flower girl came out, obviously the first person to come out before the bridesmaids and then the brides. The flower girl comes out, and before she's even had a chance to reach into her basket and throw down a petal, people are weeping.
Yeah.
Like that next to me.
I see that it is fair enough in the sense that if it's one of your best friends getting married, you've seen them, be together for a while. It could be quite emotional. You're like, finally they've done it.
Yeah.
So I can see why people cry.
But this
at the old wedding.
I thought, look, crying is fine. But when I'm standing next to people, like I said, fully grown women weeping like this, before the flower girl has even reached into her basket, I'm thinking, geez, this is crazy.
You're just like, pack it down.
Pack
it down.
Is this what weddings are about? But I'm looking around, and it was a pretty divided crowd of people crying, not crying. Yeah,
right. Okay, because it is interesting. There is one girl at the wedding we're friends with, and she said that, she's not a crier at all at weddings.
No.
And in fact, when it's been at weddings before, she's tried to work herself up, 5 minutes before the actual ceremony because she doesn't want to see seem like a psycho.
She's done the fake cry.
The fake cry, because you don't want to seem a bit strange that you're not crying. I think it's fair enough. At a wedding, like I said, pretty monumental moment. I can see why people would cry like that.
Is there anyone who hasn't cried at a wedding? Because, I shed a couple tears. I'm not weeping, but I shed a couple of tears, and I think most people did.
Someone did text in and said, I don't cry at weddings, not even at my sister's wedding.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, we're going to go to the phone lines. We got Charlotte in Moana on the line. Charlotte, good morning. Have you cried at a wedding or not?
Good morning, guys. How you going?
Very good.
Very well. And yourself?
Yeah, good. Thank you. No, so I went to a wedding about a month ago, and I just had no emotion. I just kind of watched the ceremony. I don't know why. But the bridesmaids were crying. The girl next to me was hysterical. Her makeup was running. And I just stood there dry-eyed.
Charlotte, do you feel like a bit of a sociopath when you don't cry? Do you feel like people are judging you, thinking, why isn't she shedding a tear in this beautiful moment?
Yeah, I did actually, because everyone was crying and I was just kind of standing there.
Yeah, you're on the outside.
I couldn't even fake cry.
Charlotte, how close were you to the people getting married?
Close, not super close, but close enough that I should have maybe had a tear.
A tear,
yeah. I mean, it's always handy to have a bottle of water, I guess, to splash in your face if you want to seem like you're bawling your eyes out.
You have a flask. It's not full of alcohol, though. It's tears from babies. Good on you, Charlotte. Thanks for getting involved, mate.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hey, let's go to Joe. Joe, have you cried at a wedding or not?
I cry at weddings, but my partner doesn't cry at weddings ever.
Ever?
Yeah. So he's never, ever cried. Has he shed a tear at a wedding?
No.
Jeez. Is he a big crier? Or does it, if you sat down and watched The Notebook with him, do you think he would shed a tear there?
If I asked him to watch The Notebook with him, he would probably tell me to go away.
Yeah, get
he'd probably cry at the fact that he's watching The Notebook as opposed to the content of The Notebook. Now, have you done many weddings with him? Many close family friend ones, or?
Yeah, we've been together for 21 years.
Right. Have you ever seen him cry, Joe?
Twice.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Jeez, that's a short hit rate there.
Yeah.
Twice in 21 years.
Ratio is pretty good, isn't it? I wonder what would be the final the moment where he sheds a tear. It would probably be something stupid like watching a Simpsons episode or something. Homer's mum leaves and he just bawls his eyes out. It'd be something random as.
Hey, thanks for getting involved, Joe. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cheers. Hey, let's wrap things up with Emma all the way in Kangaroo Island. Emma, good morning. Are you a crier at weddings or?
Morning, guys. No. So my first wedding was my brother's wedding 2 years ago. Oh, no, a year ago, actually.
Yep.
And, I didn't shed a tear.
Wow. So, Emma, is it a thing that, it comes up in conversation over the next few weeks after the wedding that maybe your brother has said, oh, did you bawl your eyes out? Did you cry? Do people ask that question and you have to turn around and say, I didn't shed a tear. It wasn't that emotional.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the bridesmaids, they were crying. My family, they were a bit emotional. But my brother's groomsmen, they weren't shedding any tears. So I was like, okay, it's right to not cry then.
Well, Emma, being the sister of the groom, you would have been front and centre. You would have been in the limelight. There would have been people noticing you not crying. Did anyone come up to you and say, hey, what gives?
No, not at all. Yeah, I was front, right and centre and no one said anything, I guess.
Yeah. And have you cried at a wedding before, though? If there's been another one?
No, that was my very first. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you a big crier at all, Emma? Do you ever cry?
No, I tend to keep my emotions in
check. Yeah. Don't let people see the weakness.
5 techniques that have come out in a recent survey. It's popping up all online of how to make yourself seem hotter.
In temperature-wise?
No, not in temperature. In the saucy way.
In the looks department.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So it's a way to make you seem a bit more attractive. It comes from a professor in America.
Yeah.
And she has come out with, 5 techniques to help you out on Valentine's Day. Maybe if you don't have a partner, if you do as well, just make you seem a bit more attractive.
Or just in everyday life.
Yeah, exactly
could
right.
be a hot tip to take that
100%.
you might take on board.
What do you think the first one is? If I were to tell you what colour should you wear to make yourself more attractive?
Easy. Black.
Black?
Yeah, black is the classic thing you wear to look skinnier.
All right, Batman is a good-looking dude, for sure.
Yeah.
It
Black
is,
goes with everything as well.
Yeah, it is red. So
Red?
if you want to seem more attractive, wear red. And I believe it's like a dominance kind of, it has that psychological effect or something with it.
Yeah, right.
But,
I don't know. Red's not really my colour. I think I would be doing myself a bit like not any favours if I was in red.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you in red. I do like, like a red dress or something looks nice.
Yeah, okay. A bit of red lippy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I can see.
I could break out my dress and lipstick for you.
Other than that, this one's really funny. She's come out and said, if you have attractive friends, you'll be better off.
Right.
I disagree. I reckon if you had if you don't want your friends being more attractive than you don't want the ratio to be off.
Yeah, I guess. But is she saying like you can sort of blend in?
It's kind of
give off the perceiving factor that you look more attractive because you're with attractive people.
Yeah, it's kind of like group mentality that if they're all attractive, then they'll have a glance at you and assume you're attractive as well. But what happens?
Shallow way of thinking.
What happens when you break away from the group though? And
when you're one-on-one,
you're singled out.
All right, yeah, great tip. All right, not going to be doing either of these so far. What's the third one?
This one here, people become more attractive at closing time.
At closing time,
so towards the end of the night when everything's wrapping up and the song plays.
After about 10 pints deep.
Exactly right. Yeah, the final song of the night plays.
That bartender's looking very good.
Exactly right. Yeah. You can really put two and two together. End of the night, probably had more drinks than at the start of the night. Everything's a bit more attractive.
Okie dokie. So far, I'm not getting a lot out of these tips. Are they going to get any better?
I've got one last one for you.
One last one.
One last one. Right. And she says, being kind. So just be nice.
Oh, get out.
Tom, when someone puts a bar tab down, you do want to be respectful. And, if there's a bit of money put down, I guess you don't want to abuse the tab.
No.
You don't want to be seen as an abuser of the tab either.
No, absolutely not.
And this kind of happened on Friday. On Friday, we went out for Kale for the drive home. His wife has a new job, so we did a going away party.
Yeah. Went to a nice little spot, pub. And had a healthy little tab.
It was great. So Kale put down a bit of money. He put like a decent chop down for everyone to be able to have drinks and everything like that.
Get some food.
Yeah, exactly right. And the implication is that you're not going to flaunt that and go nuts on it or anything. Even though he's invited the wrong crowd with me and you, I think there's a little bit of a risk factor.
We actually showed up an hour late just to make sure we didn't. We weren't in the wrong.
Make a good impression straight off the bat, Show up late so he doesn't think you're scrounging too much for drinks. But I already made quite the entrance when I came in. I went straight to the bar, but the bar turned out to be the pizza bar that I went to.
Oh, Jesus.
So I went up there, everyone saw me, and tried to order a few drinks through there, but it was indeed the restaurant section. So I had to go to the actual bar. But I've taken Kale's little card, the tab card. And as I've gone over, really weirdly, I've said, hey, can I have a gin and soda? Mm-hmm. And then she's like, yeah, no worries. I'll bring it out to you. So I'm sitting with Kale and Kayla and stuff.
Return the tab card.
Yeah. Brought back the tab card. And then my drinks come out and I notice she's carrying 3 drinks. And I'm like, what the hell? And then so she's laid these 3 drinks in front of me on the table. And then Kale gives me the dirtiest look as if, you scumbag.
Yeah.
You're ordering 3 drinks just for yourself. You're triple parking. You disgusting animal.
Been here 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You haven't even done the rounds
Literally,
yet.
10 minutes into being there. It looks like I'm triple parked. I have no idea why they gave me 3. I think maybe my fingers coincidentally were on the bar mat that looked like a 3, and she looked down at it and thought I secretly wanted 3, even though I was saying 1, just trying to be discreet. But she's brought out all these drinks. Awful look from Kale. I had to really make it up to him.
Now, I got to say, the fact that you're scrambling right now on air trying to say, I only ordered one.
You don't believe me?
It sounds like you're overcompensating now, and I don't believe you.
Well, you reckon I ordered 3 off the bat, and this is all an elaborate ruse.
Callum, I've known you a long time, mate.
You're figuring me out.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.